Hey YouTube, it's Leo. So as you can tell, the camera's not moving. I'm actually using the webcam on this computer that they let us take home finally. But the problem is it is reversed. So right here is my right hand. So I guess everything's kind of reversed. But really, this video is about kind of like my being raised by two moms, which I haven't really mentioned yet. I um I was born in China, um, and like most girls, they put them up for adoption. And so when I was 6 months old, my mom adopted me, and then when I was about two, my second my second mom, which I'll explain why I kind of hesitant about that. My second mom adopted me legally in Michigan, so there's a second parent adoption, sort of, I think. Um, and I guess I don't know. It's kind of complicated. For the first, so my parents, obviously they raised me to be very open and really, like I pretty much assumed that liking girls was normal as opposed to liking guys. Um, but even now, I still like girls, and it's not because I think it's normal, but I just do. um, so for um, I don't really want to give them names, but I'll say like Mom A and Mom B. So it's not I might get a little confusing, but so Mom A is the one who adopted me in China. Mom B adopted me here in Michigan. So for the first 5 years, it was kind of strained. We moved after they adopted me. We lived in Texas for a few months, and then we came here. Um, and they kind of sort of got along. It was kind of an interesting relationship. It wasn't really, I don't know. They got along, I guess, more for my sake, or they tried to. And then when I was about almost six, they split up, so I had two houses. Um, so it wasn't like most. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of pretty much similar to having a mom and a dad. They argued and they split up. So and then when I was going to first grade, Mom A um, found a new partner, um, which is like my mom right now. She's basically my mom. So you know, um, and I guess I'll call her Mom C. I don't know. This might get kind of confusing. Um, so when I was in first grade, I got my hair cut really short, like not like this, but it was kind of like a not a bowl cut either. It was just kind of I had bangs, and it was about maybe to here, and Mom B flipped out. Um, she did not like that I got my hair so short. Um, she pretty much I don't know. And I wasn't really prepared for the whole you were a boy or girl thing at school, so that wasn't really a nice time for me. But Mom A was pretty cool with it. Mom C was alright with that too. Um, and eventually, as I kind of got older, um, and I started to express myself in my clothing and my hair, Mom B, uh, her, I don't know what to call it, her being against it didn't change much. It got stronger. It really did. In third grade, I started wearing what would be considered boys' clothes. I wore like the baggier shirts, the baggier shorts. They had like flames on them, something I don't even know. And then I did Pokemon with the guys. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that other guys did Pokemon. Um, and Mom B still did not like that. So far, growing up with two moms was not exactly bliss. Um, but and then in fifth grade came the real fun part. Mom B was dropping me off at school, and all of a sudden she just got all upset and started telling me that I was gonna get beaten up in high school and middle school for looking like a guy basically, which I never did. Um, so that was not exactly what you'd expect a mom to tell you. And then I don't know. But Mom A, and Mom C were still, they weren't really fighting me on it. They kind of just thought it was a phase, really. Um, I guess like all parents do. And then, I went through middle school, and in seventh grade, Mom B got in a really bad car accident. And based on how she used to treat me, I did not. And it was never. It wasn't like physical abuse. I don't want anybody to think that. It was more just her freaking out over little stuff too, and being mad at mom, my other mom and stuff when it wasn't her fault. Sorry, my hair's like reversed, so it's weird. Um, so she just like blow things way out of proportion, and yeah, she got in a car accident, and I did not want to go see her. I had to go see her a couple times in the hospital. She was really, she was really banged up. Like it was bad. She broke a lot of bones. But then I knew that I'd have to take care of her, which I was not going to do at 13. So um, I stopped. I stopped going to see her in the hospital. So here comes the fun part. After I stopped seeing her, she sues us for custody, um, stating that Mom A and Mom C did not allow me to come see her. Um, and which was not true. I want to make that clear. I had no feeling of relationship toward her. 7 years of feeling like crap was not exactly what I call wanted to see someone like that. Um, so the court kind of appointed a therapist for me to see how I'm dealing with everything. Um, and so the first therapist I saw is when I realized that how I really felt about my gender identity. I was saying things that I'd never put into words verbally, and it just felt like that's for real. You know, um, I guess this kind of ties into how I came out. Um, I was saying when I get up and I get dressed, I have to remind myself that I'm not a boy. Um, but I earlier I had been watching Max from the L Word, and I realized that I had been learning a little about being transgender, and I was assuming things, but I didn't know. Um, what else? And so Mom's B did not know this yet because she was still in the hospital, but I told Mom A, and having two moms, a lesbian mom, you'd assume that the reaction would be, well, I don't know. I think it shouldn't even matter that I had two moms. Just the fact that I told my mom, and she kind of took it in. Um, she was okay with it, sort of. And so within the next few days, I was telling my friends that could you call me Leo? Um, could you refer? I didn't really specify pronouns. I kind of told a few friends, but I didn't actually say can you try out he, him, and his. I just said, can you try calling me Leo? And if you slip, I'm not gonna get mad. So there's that. But then, and I told my teachers that too. That, but I think I lived with my mom. She had felt like it was going too fast, and so she kind of had um, some processing to do, and I kind of took it back. I don't know. I kind of came back into the closet. I don't know, the trans closet. And that summer I got my ears pierced. But they're closing up, so that's pretty cool. Got my ears pierced, and I got rid of about half my shirts, and but my jeans didn't matter because nobody really notices that. Um, and here we are, a few months in, and Mom B does still not know how I'm feeling. Um, she The thing about Mom B was every time I would want to like go to the boys section, she would, be like, she would not want me to go. And when I would wear, I don't want to like kind of put it into the binary of gender, but every time I walked into the guys section of the store, she did not. She wanted me to look in the girls section of that store, of the clothing store, and I just didn't feel comfortable because people already thought I was a guy. So me shopping for girls' clothes did not make sense, you know. Um, so that was kind of her stance on that. And a couple, whenever she say, okay, I'll leave you alone. You really want to wear these clothes? I'll leave you alone. Believe me, she did not leave me alone. Um, so I don't know. What else? It's just really complicated. Um, and then 8th grade came, and I came back out. Um, I've been feeling really depressed about a lot of stuff. Um, and I don't know, I got really down, and I had a different therapist now. I talked to my different therapist about this, and I told my parents how I was feeling. And so I came back out as Leo. I told my teachers, and Well, I came back out as Leo at home and lived within the family, in like November of 2009, and then I came out as Leo to my school in January of 2010 this year, and it was it wasn't that bad. Um, so I guess kind of what I'm getting at is, even though I grew up with two moms, it's it still had its real life reactions. It's not just like because I had two moms, they're automatically going to be okay with me being trans. And it's not because I have two moms, they raised me to be trans. Um, it's just how I was born. And I think that if I had been born, if I don't know, it was real, not real. This isn't realistic, but if I had been like, if I had not been put up for adoption, if I were somehow stuck in China, I don't want to say stuck, but if I was still in China, I think a part of me would still feel like this, but it would be harder to express, especially in China where everything's really strict. Um, so I am very lucky to have been brought here and to have two moms. Um, if I were to come out, I would rather have two moms because, you know, being queer, you know what it's like, but you also still want your kids to. Sorry, my nose really itches. You still want, you always want your kids to be happy, and that's why mom A had that reaction. Um, but so what is it? It's December 5th, I think, or December 4th, something 2010, and this is a few months ago is when Mom B found out what was going on this year in April. And I've been seeing it. I'm really sorry to jumping around, but I've been seeing a gender therapist, and she wrote to him, and all of this kind of she just made a really big deal about us. And I'm not gonna say she doesn't deserve to, but she actually made a motion saying it's an emergency because she wanted to stop the evaluation, which I was really pissed at. Um, but and I think that this kind of ties in with me wanting to start testosterone soon. But also being 14, I don't know when that's going to happen. And eventually, I know now I want top surgery. I've already been looking at doctors and stuff. I call it premature, but I don't know. I just feel like that I wanted you guys to know, and gals and everything in between now. Growing up with two moms had its perks. It had its awesomeness, but it also had its crappiness. But it depends on how your moms feel about everything, I guess. And I didn't want to be just another stereotype like, oh, of course you had two moms, of course you're gonna turn out like that. It's not that, you know. And my parents did have trouble accepting this, but they really did come around, and I think that they came around really well, and I really appreciate that. And I think that this is something that we got through as a family. Um, I'm still 14, so it's not like I'm talking about, when I was little. I don't want to sound like that. It's just, and I'm still being raised. We're always being raised. And, it really doesn't matter that I had two moms. It matters that I had moms that cared about me and wanted me to be happy. That's why they had the reactions they did. So, not all parents gay parents or lesbian parents or queer parents are going to automatically, accept that their child is also queer. It is a hard thing, but I don't blame them, and I don't know. I really just wanted to make this video because I need to get that off my chest, I guess. But otherwise, everything has been going really well. Um, school's going all right. Somehow, I don't know. I was looking at my grades, and I don't. This isn't. I don't know. Somehow I have a 4.3, but I think that's kind of a messed up. There's something wrong with the grading system. So that's kind of cool. And yeah. And there's actually been a lot going on, but it's too much for this video since we're already at 14:20. So I'm keeping this where it is, and I will catch you guys later. All right.